Hi, good morning to my supervisor faculty, Muhammad FAREQ bin IBRAHIM, and also supervisor industry S.SARAVANAN. I'm GAO FU. So now I will present my industrial training at MUEHLBAUER Technologies, based in Malacca, and my training period is from 15 March 2021 until 27 August 2021. Okay, next for introduction. Industrial training is the time when students are exposed to the work of careers in a real industry. So all undergraduates from the Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering Technology must attend 24 weeks of industrial training during the period of their studies. Students will have used all the theories and skills learned in class and apply in on the working environment. Okay, for objective, to adapt First, to adapt readily to real-life working environment and practice the right working attitude. Second, to apply knowledge learned, gain new skills, and be aware of current technologies. Third, to identify industrial problems and suggest possible solutions. Fourth, to present a proper report, both orally and in writing, regarding working experience. So last is to enhance students' creativity in generating ideas in real life. Okay, next is about company background. So mobile technology is located at number 3 Jalan TU 62754550 Aikaro, Melaka. So mobile group has developed into a proven technology partners for the areas of smart cards, e-passport, RFID smart labels, and flexible solar cells. Other business areas include the sorting of microchips, carrier tap system, as well as automation. So MUEHLBAUER's die sorting system are worth rating in terms of quality, precision, speed, and also flexibility. So a record of speed of up to 45 units per hour is reached thereby including a 100% vision inspection. So all of vision technology are developed in-house to achieve a high-performance equipment solutions. So here is the example of DS milling machine. We have DS milling tap and reel, and DS milling wafer to wafer, and wafer to panel. Okay, now is die sorting. What is die sorting? So now explain about die first. A die is in the context of integrated circuits is a small block of semiconducting material on which a given functional circuit is fabricated. So die sorting is used in the IC packaging manufacturing process. And die sorting system picks up a die or package from a carrier, inspects it, and determine whether it pass or fail at high speeds. Die sorting equipment incorporates some inspection technologies, although the latest system provide more advanced optical and infrared inspection. So here is where I place in MUEHLBAUER Technologies. I was in pre-assembly. I have experience in two departments, which is electrical department and mechanical department. So here is the things I learned from these two departments. So first about electrical department. So I can analyze the types of wire. So there are a few types of wire that I'm used during my internship in electrical department. The range of cable from single core up to 27 cores. So below are the cables that I have used during the internship. So first we can see here is the single core, double core, quad core. Quad core is four core in a cable, and also 7 core. This is cable normally I use in electrical department. And last is shell cable. Shell is to protect the cables lah, basically. Next is wire stripping. So for the cables of each set, they will be stripped according to the specific length required. This is to make sure that the wires exposed from their PVC coating are uniform in length. So for each of the cable, use the same general length of 4.5 cm, like that. So below are the steps. So strip the cable using an automatic cable stripper or using a knife. So strip the inner copper wires using a wire stripper. Adjust the teeth of the stripper to 10 mm. So this is the example for if we want to do the crimping process after that. So we have to strip the wire into 10 mm So after that, we have to fold the exposed copper wire nearly half evenly for the crimping process. Yeah. So this is the tools normally we use in wire stripping. These two tools. Okay, next is about crimping process. So first is about this sub-crimping. For the this sub-crimping process, we will need to crimp the cables that have been stripped with the crimping tools. Crimping pins will be used to crimp the copper wires. So the step is just simply put the copper wire into the copper wire in that have been folded into half into the pin and crimp it by this crimping tool. So here is the male crimping pin, and this is the example of crimping tool. So normally the copper will place in here and use the crimping tools and to crimp the copper. It will hold the copper wires for hold the copper wires. So here is the example of this subconnector. So we will insert the pin into the this subconnector according to the circuit diagram. So it will have a label on the connector. Okay, next is crimping process about feeder crimping. So for the feeder crimping process, we will need to crimp the wires that have been stripped, like just now with the crimping tools. So feeder will be used to crimp the copper wires. By adding a feeder to a wire termination, you are essentially giving a strengthened conductor and therefore enabling a more reliable electrical connection. So normally we use so this is the example of feeder. They have many sizes according this is depends on your cable. If you want a single cable, the feeder the size is have specific size. Yeah, so this is the cable feeder crimper, the example. So this is the example for the cable after crimping. So this is how it hold the copper wire. Okay, next is soldering process. Soldering is a joining process used to join different types of metal together by melting the solder. Okay, solder is a metal alloy usually made of tin, lead, which is melted using a hot iron. So by applying soldering flux, it will make the soldering job nicer and easier. So if solder cable with the components, cover the soldering part with string tube and hit the string tube with a with a blower. So here is the example of soldering gun, soldering tin and lead. So this is a smoke absorber. Smoke absorber is really important because it can absorb all the poison smoke and it protects us. So it's a must when we do the soldering process. So here is the example of soldering flux, string tube. So we can see they have for Heston tube it has a lot of size. So this is depends if you want to insert a single cable or multiple cable. So this depends. So for example, 2mm is for single, for 5 or 4 is to 2 to 3 or 4 like that. Is the example. And last, this is the heat gun blower. Okay, next is about the mechanical department. I have about 4 months in mechanical department. So the first thing I learned is the chemical compounds that used in mechanical department. So for assembly process, we use some chemical compounds for the fastening activity of the components. This is because when the machine is constantly operating and moving, we need to acknowledge that the parts will not fall apart or come off easily to maintain the quality of the products. So the chemical we use, we call it is as Loctite. So Loctite, they have three color that we normally use, which are blue, pink, and also green. So the first picture from here, this is how we apply the Loctite. We usually apply the Loctite on the thread of the screw. Yeah, this is how it apply, and the strength for blue Loctite is for medium strength. Okay, the purple Loctite is for the low strength. The strength depends on the screw. So as we see in company, the blue Loctite is for a screw size above M3. So the M I will explain later. Purple is below M3 the screw size. So green Loctite is the strongest one, but it's applied on the bearing. You can see the bearing here or either set screw or dowel pin. So because it's strong, it can strong to maintain it, not easily to come off from the products lah. Okay, next is about Allen keys. So in mechanical department, a lot of fastening tools used are bolts and socket head cap screws. Therefore, they will require the use of Allen keys rather than the normal screwdriver for the tightening process lah. So the L-style Allen key that we use are the ones that come with the ball with hex end. So this is the example of Allen key that we usually use in tightening process in the company. Okay, so the Allen key size are being displayed corresponding to the size of the screw, which are represented by the alphabet M. I mentioned just now. The M stands for the metric screw, that is meaning for the outer diameter of the screw in millimeters. Therefore, if a screw size is M6, so we have to use the Allen key size of 5. So here is the example. So if the screw size is M3, so we have to use Allen key 2.5, M4, 3, and 5, 4. Just like that. That's the example. Okay, next is type of screw. So as an assembly worker, it is almost impossible to forget that we must understand and memorize type of screw that are used. This is because assembly focuses on both mechanical and electrical assembly. And to excel in the field of work, we must memorize and be discern of them. So here is the first that we normally use is socket head cap screw. So socket head cap screw is socket cylinder and the head with a hexagon socket. So second one is flat head screw. We have French head screw and also set screw and last machine screw. So this is the screw that I normally use when doing the assembly work. Okay, next is nuts. Okay, nuts is also I have normally have two types. So first type is hexagon nuts. So if the screw size I use is M3, let's say M3, so the nut should be M3 also. Yeah, this is the example. And the second is coupling nuts. Coupling nuts, also referred to as extension nut, is a type of nut that is used to connect to metal threads. So it means that to connect two screws lah. Okay, next is deburring. Deburring is a process of removing the burr, or what that is defined as a raised edge or tiny piece of material that remain attached to the workpiece after modification action. Okay, sandpaper is also one of the ways to remove roughness of workpiece surface. So this is the tools that normally we use in the company. We have hand file and also sandpaper. Okay, next is conclusion. So from this internship, so I have learned how to identify the screw and nuts, because there are few types of screw and nuts, right? So I can, in the assembly department, I can know which type of screw we supposed to use and nuts we supposed to use. Okay, I have mastered the skills of crimping wires, because in electrical department normally we have a lot of module that need to do the crimping process. So I can handle it and I can master the skills. So that I have also learned how to apply the knowledge of soldering into real life application. Okay, like I say just now, in electrical department there's a lot of module need to soldering, crimping, that things. So I have to master it. So we have to master it to make the job easier and nicer like that. So the fourth is I have learned the proper way to use the tools they use in assembly department. So like I giving many examples just now, that there are many tools that we have to use in the assembly department. So I have learned how to use them and the proper way to use them. Yeah, I can understand like Allen key. I can understand if the screw M5 I have to use the size Allen key M4. This is just the example lah. Okay, the last, I have learned to understand the level of our skill and capability in handling a job. So no matter in mechanical department or electrical department, they have a lot of module that we have to handle. So this is the good chance to test my skill level, and I can whether I can handle this and solve the problem. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Thank you.